This is one of the best times of the year in Japan. Everything from the cherry blossoms to the summer festivals and fireworks and everything in between, like Sanja Matsuri. Oh, best festival ever. Just the scale and the energy and everything of that festival. But I guess we're not doing any of that this year. But on the plus side, it is a great time to plan for the future. So today we're gonna do a Q&A filled with little recommendations and tips and peeks and everything like that. I pulled up a bunch of questions from you guys here. We're just gonna kind of rapid fire through them and see if we can have some fun with it. The first one being, what is the best city view with a bar? There's so many good ones that I'm gonna give you 4. Let's start simple and kind of work our way up. The first being that Fukura's building that I recommended in Shibuya. I just love the view from there, the lack of people. There's like a bar and restaurant and everything in there. That's really good. Also in Shibuya, there is a place called Legato, I believe the name of it is. I haven't been there for years, but it is absolutely gorgeous inside, a nice view. If you're a fan of Lost in Translation, I highly recommend, the New York Bar and Grill in the Park Hyatt in Shinjuku. Just it's like, come on, you could sit and dine and drink in the same place that Bill Murray did. Do I need to say more? And then the last one is just a long-standing personal favorite, is the Ebis Garden Place Tower. Great for dinner, great for lunch. You're gonna pay a lot more for dinner though. I got a lot of questions on where to stay in Tokyo. For some reason, a lot of my friends default to staying in the Shinjuku area. I think it's wasteful. I highly recommend the Ueno area. Ueno strikes the perfect balance of access and variety. You've got Ueno Park right there. It's got the pond, gorgeous sunrises. A few minutes from there, you have the Ameyoko Market with all these shops and the street food and the backstreet exploration. A 15 or so minute walk down the road and you're right there in Asakusa, or 15 or so minutes in the opposite direction and you're right in Akihabara. And it puts you pretty much within 30 minutes of anything from within Tokyo down to Yokohama or wherever you want to go. It gives you all the train line access and everything. It's a really good place to stay. I highly recommend in and around the Ueno area. All right, next one. Are you planning to do a video about your camera gear or your off? I've been thinking of doing a walkthrough of all the camera gear, just like an office tour, kind of show everything that I have. I'm gonna put a poll here. If we can get enough interest, maybe we'll just have some fun with it. Next question. Best day trip from Tokyo. Okay, you're never gonna go wrong with something like Kamakura. It's a gorgeous area filled with history and just so much to see and do, but if you are in Japan with a JR Pass, do not underestimate the power of the JR Pass. It's one of the worst mistakes that I see people make. Kyoto itself can be a day trip if you have the JR Pass. Wake up super early, sleep on the train, get to Kyoto, have a bit of rest on the way, boom, you have a full day in Kyoto. Like, I even went out to the samurai battlefields of Sekigahara and back in a day. And in a recent podcast episode with Chris, Chris, we even talked about how Sendai itself can be a day trip. In fact, I've done that day trip twice in the last year. But if you do want to keep your day trips a little bit closer, yes, Kamakura is great, or I recommend West Tokyo. Tokyo itself is actually very wide, and out on the west side you have mountains and everything like that. You know what? I'm just gonna leave a 1 hour from Tokyo playlist right up there. Wanted to grab a prop for this next question. So the next question was, where's the best place to see live shamisen? 2 places that you're pretty much guaranteed to be able to see live shamisen most, not all, most days of the week would be 2 restaurants that are actually in Asakusa. One is called Kiko, the proprietor is amazing, and the second one is called Oiwake. They both give pretty different experiences overall, but there's just something about listening to the shamisen live that I can't put into words. If you're on a budget, I recommend Kiko for lunch and Oiwake for dinner. When is the next adventure with Victor? It was actually supposed to be going on like this month, next month. It's just, last year we did this whole road trip. We did all this exploration and adventure, had so much fun, and we had a really big one planned for now-ish. It's obviously been pushed back. I guess the answer is as soon as we physically can. All right, this will be a quick one. Got a question on how and where to see sumo in Japan. Super simple. The Sumo Association website, if you just Google Japan Sumo, has all of it in English there. Now, I'm looking at it right now. It says like tickets range from 3,800 yen up to much, much higher if you want a box seat. A little bit of real talk. I've had the chance to try the box seats and the nosebleeds. If I had to choose between the two of them, I'd go with the nosebleeds just because it's way more comfortable to sit in a chair than it is on the floor in one of those boxes for hours at a time. And the matches for junior or smaller sumo are done in the morning. They're much more fast paced. And then the big matches are done in the second half of the day. A lot of people just join the second half. I like to do the whole thing. Another one kind of on shamisen, but more than anything on noise levels in Japanese apartments. This one's actually really good. It's a question I get very commonly about. Do your neighbors mind you playing shamisen in the apartment? Because it's very, very loud. And you can't actually play instruments in every apartment in Japan. There are very specific types of instruments that you can play in more often than not. Either a soundproof or an instrument apartment or a pet-friendly apartment will be more forgiving for instruments. I actually just covered this topic in a podcast with Michaela down in Fukuoka. So if it's a topic you're interested in, I will also link that down below for you. Okay, one last question. We'll go with something simple. I like this one. How are you? Like, really? How are you? I'm doing great. I'm good. Thank you for asking. I'm actually very good. I don't think it would be overstating it to say that I'm quite possibly the best that I have ever been. I'm healthy. I have an endless supply of coffee. I get to spend my days editing and creating a great community. What else can a person ask for? Really? Really, what more could someone ask for than to have an incredible community of people and just be able to... I'm actually working on a little bit of a documentary right now with the Yoshida brothers. We spent forever filming it. I've got an insane amount of footage. I almost don't even know where to begin, but just having the chance to edit that, and it's a lot of fun. It's not to mention all the other projects. And anyway, I'm rambling now. I'm good, thank you. How are you? Really? Like, to you sitting there watching this right now, how are things for you? Good or bad? Let's leave it in there. Let's use this as an opportunity just to share a bit, get to know each other. How are you doing? But that being said, there are so many more questions. I would like to keep going and just answer a billion more questions, but what I think I'm gonna do is there are a ton left, so I'm gonna jump over to Instagram in the next couple of days and maybe answer a couple of those in some stories. And if you're interested in more Q&As, or if perhaps you're new to the channel, I will link a playlist of Q&As at the end that I've tried to have a lot of fun with. Also, before I started recording this video, I was trying to use this microphone here, and it was picking up like TVs. I have no idea. I have no, you know what? We'll just call it the blooper section and jump into it right now. There we go. All right, so I went to set all this up, and I have a microphone up here, and I've got like a light going on right here and everything, and there's something about this setup that's like picking up, I don't know if it's radio waves or TV waves, or like, I can't hear it until I check the audio, but you can probably. But I guess we're not doing any of that this year, so. It's so sad. It really is. It's just, it's amazing how much value is in 1 year. I'm so confused by this. Two places that I can pretty much guarantee you'll be able to see Shamisen. Two places I can pretty much guarantee you'll be able to. I'm like, it's like seashells by the she sells. I can't even do that. See Shamisen. Best place to see just a coffee break. I just unplugged this microphone. This is the internal microphone, which gives you the entire echo and everything like that. And then if I plug in this lav microphone, this is the audio you get. But as soon as I go back to this one, So weird. Is it still doing it? And because a lot of questions... Most professional YouTuber ever. There we go. Okay. Whew. I don't even remember what I was saying now. You know, we're gonna restart the end. The computer's not even on either. Like, the computer is off. Oh, this will be a mystery forever. Forever mysteries.